Film Development Hell, Day 74, Balancing Freelance Work with Creative Passion Projects is the name of this video. Why? Well, my name is Deborah Richards and I am an independent film director from Las Vegas. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. This is a daily long form vlog into the making of my third feature film. It's called Scissor Mouth. And while it takes a few years to make a feature film, we're actually in the late stages of development. Now, as a working independent film director, I often have to also supplement my income with freelancing. When I direct movies, I get a fee for that. But that's pretty much a small fee. Most of my money comes from the back end of the movie, and because they take so many years to make, I gotta freelance. I gotta put food on the table. So today's video is all about balancing those two forces, right? Today is one of those days where my time is split half and half. This morning I'm going to be working on some final notes that I've got back from Berkeley University, that I'm doing a little bit of some motion graphics for them. And then the second half of the day, I got to get back to my previs for the movie, and I'll be doing that in Premiere and Blender and creating some animatics for a scene. So strap in and let's get to work. But as you guys know, nothing happens without coffee. Cheers! I don't know what I would do without coffee. So, it is 9 a.m. on Sunday morning, and I have a call with my client in an hour and a half to go over these notes that I've done for Berkeley University. So I got to bust these out real quick. So I'm going to be doing this in Premiere and Resolve. Oops, let me get you set up there. Let me share my screen. Okay, what we're looking at here is this is it in Premiere. And the reason why I work in Premiere and Resolve is because I actually edit in Premiere, but I color in Resolve. So the first issue is this, or rather the first note is when the client gave me the video, they gave me a bake, which is basically one long video, okay? I then brought that into Resolve and I cut it up, aka blade. So it's a bake and blade. And the problem with the bake and blade is that the client gave me the bake with the lower thirds baked in. So the bake had baked in lower thirds. And the first note of the client is, can you redo this without the lower thirds baked in, because the client needs to change the lower thirds. So this presents a problem because this long clip has all been cut up, and as you can see, these shots have had a very, very light touch of color on them, like if I show you the before, after, before, after. So they've all been colored. So rather than bring in a new bake and copy all of the color information from this bake, bladed, bring in the new bake, blade it, copy the color information over shot by shot, instead of doing that, we're going to do something a little bit more smart here. Basically, this is the video in question, Changemaker V7. So all I'm going to do is bring it up in the Finder and actually change the name of it. That will break its path. Now if we have a look here, you see it's red because the path is now broken. But if I replace that selected clip in Premiere with the Changemaker V7 no lowers is what I want, boom. Now, effortlessly, I have got rid of all of the lower thirds because this video, this is the new video with all the color information. We've just referenced a different clip. So that's perfect. So all I have to do now is export that out, bring it into Premiere, and then work on these last notes. So ProRes, everything else looks good. Add to render queue, replace existing file, sure. Now before I can fire this off, I actually have to stop my screen recording because I've learned that Resolve does not like to export while QuickTime is making a screen recording. So now that's done, I can just render that and enjoy my coffee for a second. So I'm actually in great shape here. The only note that's a little unclear is it says make sure all the font is Inter. And the font for all of these pieces is Inter, but it's Inter bold. So I don't know if that's messing with the heads a little. I'll have to ask. But basically it needs to be bold to have that pop. So I think we're good. I think we can just export it out now. So this is good. All right, I'll export it out and send it to the client. Now that that video is exported, I can actually shift my focus until my meeting with my client to go over the notes. Now I can shift my focus to from my commercial freelance to my passion, which is my next movie. It's called Scissor Mouth, and it's a horror, female-driven horror set in Texas in the mid-'80s. The amazing Johnny Pemberton from Amazon's Fallout, and he's a comedian in his own right, and his breakout show was Superstore. He's attached to the project, which is very exciting because he was my first choice when I was writing the movie. But because we're in the late stages of development and on the hunt to get funded, I have to use this time wisely. Like basically, we've got a lot of chips out on the table. We're waiting on a lot of answers back from a lot of different people for a lot of different things, whether it be grants, screenplay competitions, financing, casting. I feel like everything is out on the table, and now we're waiting to hear back. So while we're waiting to hear back, I can use this time constructively and I can start doing my storyboards. But because I am a visual artist and a visual storyteller, it's easier for me to manipulate pixels than to draw storyboards. And I can actually jump straight to the previs, or as it used to be called, animatics, which is basically moving storyboards, which is what I did in my last video. But today I'm going to really dig in and try and get a whole scene done. So let's have a look at what we got going on. Basically, I'm going to be doing this in Blender and Premiere. So let me get settled and then I can share my screen with you and we can see where I left off and where we're going to dig in. So the reason I prefer to do animatics and previs and just skip the storyboard stage is because, well, let's have a look at my screen in Premiere. Here I am in Premiere. And as you can see, I've already got some kind of animatics here that I've started putting in. And I'm able to do this through a combination of using Blender, After Effects, just some audio recording. I'm just scrapbooking pixels together to get a look and a vibe and to understand the pacing of what's on the page. So this is the screenplay. It's 91 page screenplay, and today I'm going to be tackling the second scene. It's actually 7 pages, which is pretty long, but let's see how much of this we can actually get dialed in today. Oops, I'm dropping things. Let's see how much we can get dialed in today. So, and as I was saying, the reason why I like doing this in Premiere is because once I have all the animatics and all of the previs done, all I literally have to do is go back and replace the shots with the real shots, and the movie is done. That sounds so easy, right? Yeah, we'll see. What I have here, this giant piece of audio here, is actually from the table read we did last week with a couple of local actors, and it was like really, really good because totally got a sense of the pacing and the tension and all that kind of stuff. So I think what I'm going to do here is, yeah, just jump straight into it. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got some dialogue, which is like a pre-lap, which is dialogue that happens before the scene. So,
absolutely single and ready to mingle. I promise you that. Just don't tell Sammy I'm cheating on him. Oh,
okay, so let's get into Blender and see what we got. So this is a model of the scene that I made. Actually, it's the entire house. Let's just hide this. Boop. Most of the movie takes place in an old rundown house with creepy mannequins in the hallway, old torn wallpaper, and a creepy home hair salon, which has our 2 characters for this scene, Angela Horn and Veronica Bassett. So here are our 2 characters, And obviously we can pass this out to see what the camera sees. But we can also go to our camera and change the millimeter length or whatever. So I think what I want to do here is just duplicate this entire scene and create a new shot. So we're going to go to this and we're going to do a full copy. So here's our full copy, and we're going to go scene 2, shot 4. Scene 2, shot 4 is what we're going to call this. That looks really cool. Let's pass that out. Let's see if we can go wider on the, not tighter, more telephoto, not wider, more telephoto on the lens. Yeah, I think I want something like that, and then back out a bit. Ooh, I've lost everything because I've backed out into a wall. Let me undo the pass out. I hate it when that happens. Let's just hide this wall momentarily, and the wallpaper. There we go. Okay, that's better. Let's pass this out so we can see what the camera is seeing. Oh, I love that. Okay, so let's try and get, like, I like the frame within the frame is very cool. I think we can probably move this couch. Let's see where this couch is. Oh, there's the armchair. Let's just hide that temporarily. Perfect. And let's try and center this up a little. I love the frame within a frame centering. I think that's so cool. Maybe we can move this dummy a little. Why? You know what I think would be really cool if we just duplicate that and put that on the other side. Oh, I didn't realize there were so many of them. I duplicated a couple. Let's see what's going on with this. Let's have a look here. Models. Okay, it seems like I connected these models together. So maybe I can go to Edit and just select all this one and just X that out. Oh, I probably should be in 3D and wire. Not 3D, X-ray. Okay, now I should be able to X out all these vertices. What's this one little vertices here? Okay, and now if I come back out of Edit and go back into material or rendered view, we'll do material for now. Material view, there we go. Now I can try moving this one to over here. I like that. I like it where they're kind of... Oh, that's so cool. Okay, that's a great frame. I think we need to do a slow push on this. It's a great frame, but I'd like to do a slow push. I'm all about my slow pushes. Who doesn't love a slow push? So let's find our cameras over here in this locator thing, which is kind of a mess. Okay, great. So now we can put a keyframe in here for our camera. And then let's see how much we want to move it forward. We can maybe go... Yeah, let's see what that looks like. That's great. I love that. Let's see that with the dialogue, like kind of time it out. I'm absolutely single and ready to mingle. I can promise you that. Just don't tell Tammy I'm cheating on him. Your husband? Okay, great. Let's extend this a little to, like, say 152? 150? Okay, we're just going to save this, and now we're going to export it out, and then we're going to bring it into Premiere, and bada boom. Easy peasy. Good news, guys. The client just called, and he's really, really happy with the results, and accepted my invoice, and has already paid me, which is amazing. So while that was going on, the computer was rendering out what we needed to render for the shot. So let's get back into Blender and Premiere and have a look at what we got. So, as you guys can see, this was the shot. I kind of opened it up to adjust some lighting on this model. I kind of opened the roof and added a sun up here because without that it was just super dark. So we got a little sunlight coming into the shot, but we've rendered it out now. So let's save that. And we just did it as PNGs. So now we can bring it into Premiere and let's try and you know, hook it up. So now if I just go in here, do that, show options, image sequence, go import, boom, done. Okay, now I can just, oh, I've got to interpret the footage real quick. Modify, interpret the footage, make sure that's the right frame rate, assume this rate, 23.976, I believe. Should really be 24 flat because it's a movie, but you know. So we've been working in 1080, but we're actually, the timeline is going to be UHD, which is ultra high definition, or as I like to call it, Die HD, and that would be 3840 by 2160. So basically what that means is we just have to scale this up. And it should scale, boom, look, there you go. Oops. What am I doing? I was trying to show you guys that, look, 200, what a surprise, it's actually twice the size. Okay, so that's our frame, so we can kind of see it go like that. So let's pull it up with the dialogue as well. I'm just going to move all this stuff back here a bit, because I want to start the scene here. Okay, so this is what we got.
I'm absolutely single and ready to mingle, I promise you that. Just don't tell Sammy I'm cheating on him. Oh, your husband?
Okay, that looks pretty good.
Oh, your husband?
I think here is where there's a shot on the wall of President Reagan, and I think we can do that.
That. Just don't tell Sammy I'm cheating on him. Oh, your husband?
I think this is the next thing we want to illustrate. So I'm going to just cut out all that action stuff.
Her scissors move fast. She glides so close to Veronica's ears, neck, and skin. Veronica's arm and neck tattoos are not something Angela approves of, and we can see it in her face.
Okay, so what I think I want here for the scissors going so close to her skin is one shot, and then another shot of her like making a face. So let's go back into Blender now and start hooking that up. Cookie, you want to help me? Cookie's going to help me. Okay. So we're going to go back into Blender. I'm going to keep that open on the right. I'm actually going to duplicate this again. This scene and make a full copy. I know this is going to be a massive file, but I don't care. So this is shot 5. Perfect. And let me take out the pass out so we can kind of really get in there with the shot. Whoop. Let's really get in here. Okay, now we can add the pass out. And let's get to these scissors. Ooh. Gets a little squirrely. Let's see, where do I want to... Let's minimize this a little. I think this is pretty good. Now we can get these scissors. Oh, I like that with the Ronald Reagan in the background. That's good. I like that. Okay. So we obviously need a different focal length on the camera. Let's have a look. We're already at a 96, which is pretty long. Let's see. It's all about getting that Reagan picture in the background because that'll connect really cool. And I've actually got to see her scissors in the shot as well. her tattoos, this lady's tattoos, because the next shot is we're going to have Veronica looking displeased. But it's just it's a little tricky here, getting the right framing. This is pretty good. Ooh, I wonder if we could do a little animation of the scissors going chop, chop, chop. We can do that. We can do that. So let's go back to our camera and let's put a keyframe there, and we'll delete these other keyframes that are already in there from the duplicated scene that we had. We're just going to move that keyframe to the beginning here. But these scissors, I want these to chop, chop, chop. Cool. Let's put a keyframe in there for the scissor. And then let's move our 20 frames and rotate that. Snip. And then let's go another 20 frames. Oops, we didn't keyframe that. Remote to there. We're going to add the keyframe, then we're going to go another 20 frames. We're going to open up those scissors so we get a little snip snip action. And let's see what that looks like. Looks good. Let's just duplicate that a bunch of times, I think. Cool. So now we should have some snip, snip, snip. Fantastic. Take this off that. I like that. Okay, let's just export that out. Shot 5. T1. Excellent. Okay, accept. And let's export that out. Render animation. Cool, so that's cooking. While that's rendering out, I'm actually going to make some more coffee. That is now rendered out. I actually rendered it out a bunch of times because I kept like messing around with the with adding some animation to it, and then the speed of the animation, and then the framing, until I was just like, okay, this is it. So this is what I got so far.
I'm absolutely single and ready to mingle. I promise you that. Just don't tell Sammy I'm cheating on him. Oh, your husband? Lord, no. Sammy was my...
So I'm really happy with it so far. But I think when it gets to the end of that frame, at the moment Veronica is getting a haircut and she's facing this way and the camera's trucking that way. And then when it gets to the end of the frame, I think I want her to turn her head to the camera, or not to the camera, but like she's talking to the hairdresser behind her. So I'm just going to do like a little head adjustment for a frame and maybe even put it into the animation. Let's see if we can do that. Let me jump into Blender and see if I can manipulate that. What I think I need to do is, well, obviously what I need to do is manipulate this this model here. So let's do it on this figure over here. Now, I don't know if you saw my video the other day, but I was talking about how I'm really rusty on Blender because I haven't been using it that long. And I really got into it last year, the last 6 months of last year, but since then I really haven't been messing around with it very much. I think probably what I'm going to have to do is something like this, because I just want to turn her neck. Let's see. There is something obstructing my view. Oh, it is that. Let's hide that temporarily. Boop, we can hide that. Remember the driveway is there, so we can add it back in later. Probably going to need to hide some walls here, just so that we've got some nice access to our model. That probably works. Now, are we in edit mode? No, we're in object mode. Okay, so I should be able to select... Perfect. And I should be able to select her head as well. Now if I look top down, maybe I can put a keyframe here and then go forward and see if we can rotate her head. Perfect. Oh, we forgot her eyeballs. You see that on the left-hand side, how her eyeballs got left behind? No problem. Let's go select her eyeballs as well. Don't want to leave out her eyeballs. Okay, I'm holding shift when I click so I can select multiple things. Now we'll do that top-down look again and rotate it here. And we should be able to turn her head over like that, like she's chatting to... And I like that because it's very foreboding with the scissors in front of her face. I like that very much. Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't add a keyframe for the eyes at that center, at that original point. So I actually have to go back to this frame here where this last keyframe is and add that in again. Okay, now we can turn the head. Let's rotate that. That's so cool. Oh shoot, I didn't keyframe it. I gotta do that again. Okay, let's rotate the head. This time I got it, guys. Let's get her to about like there, like she's trying to talk back. And now we can add in that keyframe there. And let's just, yeah, nice. So we got this kind of thing going on. And then she turns her head at the end. Perfect. Let's render that out. Let's just export this whole thing. 145. This is one of the things I love about Blender, guys, is you can actually start, because I'm exporting out as PNGs, each frame is individual. So I don't have to re-render the whole video out again. I can just render from frame 145, put it in the same folder. It'll overwrite the frames that are already there, but then I don't have to render out frames 1 to 145 is what I'm saying. I was halfway through rendering that out when I suddenly realized, oh, you know what would be really cool? A shallow depth of field. So I did that, and then I rendered it out, and now I've brought it back into Premiere, so let's take a look. So let's just play the sequence, what we have so far. And I'll make this fit the screen.
I'm absolutely single and ready to mingle. I promise you that. Just don't tell Sammy I'm cheating on him. Oh, your husband? Lord, no. Sammy was my hairdresser back in Phoenix.
Perfect. So happy with that. Okie dokie. So now for the next bit of dialogue, let's see what happens next.
You're in luck, sugar. I'm good at keeping secrets.
Okay, so we've got a cool piece of dialogue from Angela, the hairdresser. And so I get to now explore the world through the lens in Blender. And I think I want to do something in the mirror. I'm not sure how much of... I guess this is Angela's reveal of of the first time we really see this character's face in full. And I think because she's a character that lives behind a lie, it'd be super dope if we see her, not with the camera facing her, but see her reflection in the mirror. I think that would be good directing. So let's jump into Blender and see if we can make this happen. Now, there is one thing that I'm doing that's a little bit naughty. And hold on, let me save everything and I'll explain what I mean by that. And that is, here in Blender, for each new shot, I've just been duplicating the entire scene. And obviously the entire scene means the entire model. And so while we're looking at this shot and this scene, and it's just that little bit, this model still has the basement and outside and furniture in the other rooms and all the other walls and all these other things that we don't need. And it's making this file really, really big, really, really heavy. And I should really delete some of these things. But I'm not going to show you guys that because that would be really boring. I'll delete it, I'll duplicate it one more time for the next shot, and then after I get that next shot, I think I'll call it for the day, and I will delete some of these, and let's concentrate on that next shot first. Let's see, full copy, Bang. Let's make this file even bigger. Okay, and this scene in Blender we're gonna call scene 2 shot 6. Perfect. So let's where should we start? Let's take out the pass out so we can see what we're doing. And let's take a look at this model. Oh, we're gonna need to take the depth field off the camera because that's gonna drive us crazy. Oops, hold on. If I do that and press that, does that do that? Yes, it does. Excellent. Yeah, that's what I think I want. Oops. We'll go from here. Or do we want to see something like this? I want to see something like that, but I think I want to see it in the mirror. But that is pretty cool. That is a pretty cool shot for, oh, you're in luck. And it is so threatening with the scissors. This is what I think about hairdressers. I think they're scary, right? Because if you think about it, you go to the hairdresser, you sit down at a chair, someone you might not know is standing behind you. You're not even facing them, they got scissors, and they're at your neck. That freaks me out. This is a really, really cool shot. Let's just snag that just real quick. Put a keyframe there, just in case we want to come back to that. Oops, we're in the floorboards. Oh no, we've lost the whole house. It's all gone squirrely. See, there's the basement. We don't even need any of that for this shot, right? So, let's go, let's zoom out. Oh, you know what we can do? We can just do that because we did that keyframe. Oh, I just messed up. Okay, so that is that. That is so dramatic. Let me just snag that. Let me do this real down and dirty real quick just to see. That is such a cool shot. I just did a screen snap, right? So let me just pull that screen snap right into Premiere. I do like the idea of the mirror, but at the same time, I want to make sure that we get maximum impact on this shot because it's the introduction of Angela Horn and she is threatening, and we have got the scissors which looks threatening, which is really cool because it's she's not being threatening. It's an innocent environment, right, at the hairdressers, but I want to foreshadow the threat to come, if that makes sense. Like, looks so good. So.
Sammy, I'm cheating on. Oh, your husband? Lord, no. Sammy was my hairdresser back in VIDS. You're in luck, sugar. I'm good at keeping secrets.
Oh, I love that. I do love that. But that's pretty dope. But let's come back to that because I do want to experiment with the mirror idea. Because if I can get something that's equally as powerful as that, but that's so powerful because we're looking up at her, so we're giving her all the power. Plus, she's got scissors, which is putting her client in a compromising position potentially, and we're only seeing half her face, which is great because there's so much more to know about her. Let's explore some different angles and see what we can get in the mirror. So let's take the pass out away and let's move this. Oh, look, that's so funny. When I moved her head, I forgot to do her teeth. Her teeth got left behind. I forgot about those. Never mind. That might be a problem. That might not. We'll find out soon enough. Let's have a look. Okay, so we're gonna move the camera around. Let's turn off these guides. Let's put the pass out on. I really want to see Angela's something like that. But obviously the focal length is wrong because the composition is all wrong. So let's find our camera and see if we need to go a lot wider or maybe if we were like tighter. But to be honest, I think that would be better for the next shot. We could go from here to, which I love, I love the audacity of that, to be honest. And then we can go to, you know, something wider. I do want to jump the line somewhere in the scene. I want to get to the other side. So I should think ahead a little bit and find a dramatic moment in the scene and use that as an opportunity to jump the line and go to the other side, because then they'll have essentially the window behind them. I mean, I'll have to put the wall back in. Why is it getting so squirrely? Okay. But if I shoot them from this side, you know, like, it'll be all nice silhouetted. But there'll have to be a good reason to jump the line. That's really cool. This is what I like about this, because this is a time when it's costing me nothing to make the movie, right? Like, when we're out in the trenches and we're in production and we're actually shooting this, we'll have it very storyboarded from this, and every second will be money. Money out the window. Money out the door. Money out the window. I'm thinking the window in this. So this is such a luxury to be able to, you know, pre-visit and start putting together the scene here. Oh, that's interesting. If I go up with the camera, we can see Angela's eye and see like a partial bit of a face, which is what I wanted in the mirror. But I think we could either cheat this or... No, I'm going to let go of this because I actually love this shot. So I'm going to move on to the next shot.
This is so long overdue. Between the move and mucking in, I feel like I've really let myself go. Well, I didn't want to say anything, sugar, but when you walked in...
Veronica can't argue.
Okay, so they have a little comedic banter back and forth. I do like this. I wonder if I could select Angela and just cheat her over just a little bit. Let's see if we can find her in the this thing. So this is Angela here. So if we select the hierarchy and highlight that, that's all of her, right? So now we should be able to GY, move her on an axis. Oops, not that axis. GX, move her over a little. Ooh. GY. There we go. I wonder if we could do something like that. Just so that we see her face a little. 1 athlete, 2 athlete, 3 athlete, 4 athlete, 5 athlete, 6 athlete, 7 athlete, 8 athlete, 9 athlete. About 9 seconds. So I'm just playing with some a wide shot here with a little bit of movement to change it up from the last shot. A little unsure what to do here, but I'm liking this. So let's see. 1 athlete, 2 athlete, 3 athlete, 4 athlete, 5 athlete, 6 athlete, 8 athlete, 9 athlete, 10 athlete. So it could probably be like twice as quick. Decisions. Let's see, what do you guys think? Do we like this shot? I think this shot is a bit like too much movement for the sake of movement. I think it's got to be a little bit more creepy. Let's do, let's try a slow push instead. Let's see what that looks like. So we're here. Oh, why is there all that camera data? Oh, it's probably that one. So we're here. Great. Let's see if we can just do a slow push. You know what I think would be really, really cool on this? Is if during this shot, Veronica turns her head to look at herself in the mirror, which might reveal more of Angela's face. Let's have a quick look if that is the case. Let's open this up and let's go into our model here. Okay, I'm going to select her hair, her face, and her eyes. I don't have to select her teeth because we left them behind earlier. I want to make sure we got her hair, her head, her eye, her other eye. Great. I can rotate that till that's about there, which means her face looks good. Okay, cool. Keyframe that. So now as we look at the shot on the left, cool, I think we're there. Let's have a look. Let's look at the shot on the left. We're here and we do that. That's pretty cool. And as I suspected, as she turns her face, she reveals more and more of Angela. So I want to pull focus to this bit and maybe move Angela back. So let's do the camera with the low depth, shallow depth of field. Okay, I think we're in good shape here. Let me render this out and we can take a look at it. Save. Gotta find a new place to export the frames to. It takes so long. Making movies takes so long. It takes so long. If you just want to skip ahead and see what the film, looks like after it gets released, just tune back in about 3 years. But if you want to see the whole journey, I mean, like, this is it. This is the down and dirty work, and this is me trying to balance freelance life with my creative passions. My creative passion is directing movies, so that's what's happening. While those pixels are in the oven, cooking and rendering, I figured now would be a great time to say, please click the like button. Please click on the subscribe button here if you like this long form content. It really, really honestly helps the channel grow. And it's pretty exciting to see you guys watching. And thank you for being here. So let's get back to the render. This is actually taking a really, really long time to render. I have a fast computer, but for this particular shot, because I needed to figure out all the reflections in the mirror and all that crazy stuff, I had to do the render in Cycles engine, whereas a lot of the other shots that I've been doing so far have been in Eevee engine, which, if you know anything about Blender, you know Eevee is a lot quicker, but Cycles looks a lot better because it's a lot more accurate with regards to ray tracing, which is, calculating light bouncing off each thing. And because there's a mirror involved here, there's a lot of ray tracing and I want to hold the focus of the shot here in the mirror. So it's just taking forever. What do you think, Cookie? Do we like long renders? Do we like watching pixels dry? No, we do not. So this is the amazing thing about this process. After looking at my timeline, I realized that shot I had, the close-up of President Reagan, was like superfluous. And so I cut it out and I've streamlined it a bit. And now I've put the latest shot on the end, and this is what we have so far. Let's take a look at this. Here we are in Premiere. Let me blow this up. Okay.
I'm absolutely single and ready to mingle. I promise you that. Just don't tell Sammy I'm cheating on him. Oh, your husband? Lord, no. Sammy was my hairdresser back in Phoenix. You're in luck, sugar. I'm good at keeping secrets. Thanks. This is so long overdue. Between the move and mucking in, I feel like I've really let myself go. Well, I didn't want to say anything.
Good, right? So now we're going to do a close-up on the hairdresser for that last, for the last shot of this like little sequence. Okay, I'm just going to duplicate this, full copy. I know the file's going to be huge. Don't hate me. And this is shot 8. Cool, man. Okay, let's go to, let's start afresh at the timeline at 700, and we'll make this 200 frames long. Okay, great. So we're gonna go here. So one thing we don't have to do for this next shot, because we're not going to be using the mirror, is we can go into Eevee. This will make our rendering time a lot faster. Let's get to our camera here. And let's turn off the depth of field just for a moment so we can see what we're doing. And let's maybe go into material mode so it's a little bit even quicker. Okie dokie, so here we have our model. Let's, I want to get a close-up of the hairdresser, Angela. So I guess we have to maybe take a wall away, which would suck in real life, but here we can. Like in real life, we'll just move them back in the room. Cheat it, right? Let's just take the mirrors out for now. Okay, that's good. Cool, so I've essentially taken half of the room away so that I can get the shot that I want. And it's definitely something in the ballpark of here. Okay, let's render that out. You know what, let me close this up so it renders a little quicker. And let me put this into solid mode. And now it should render as quickly as it can. Cool, so I got this little section all kind of dialed in now. Let's take a look at this. And so you know, guys, so I've been working on this for like about 3 or 4 hours or so. And I've got about 1 page of the screenplay done. For the next couple months, I'm going to be doing a lot of the animatics. This is my chance in late development to get this right. So let's take a look at what we got so far. This is kind of fun.
I'm absolutely single and ready to mingle. I promise you that. Just don't tell Sammy I'm cheating on you. Oh, your husband? Lord, no. Sammy was my hairdresser back at VIDS. You're in luck, sugar. I'm good at keeping secrets. Thanks. This is so long overdue. Between the move and mucking in, I feel like I've really let myself go. Well, I didn't want to say anything, sugar, but when you walked in.
So that's where we're at. I'm not sure if I'm completely sold on that last shot for that, but I might use that for a different part later on. It is a 7-minute scene, I think. So, I got to get creative with my angles and keep the pace. But this is why we do this. This is why we do previs and animatics, because we'll see exactly what we're going to get. And that means we will still leave room on the day to explore the world through the lens, but, this is as prepared as you can be. The thing that gets rid of anxiety or stress on set is being prepared. So this is the prep. So cool, I'm just going to be doing a lot more of this every day for the next gazillion days. So if you like this long form content, thank you for being here this long. You know what to do. Click in the circle up here to subscribe. Hit the like button down below, and I will see you all on Wednesday for more film development hell. Peace.